From restaurant meltdowns to drive-through disasters. Here are 20 of the worst fast food deaths ever. Number 20. Wrong order. A man from Baltimore ordered some food at the McDonald's drive-thru, but he wasn't feeling like waiting in his car for it. Instead, he decided to come inside to get his food. As he entered the restaurant, he slipped and fell on the wet floor, breaking his hip. Number 19. Delivery death. In 2016, two friends went to a Burger King in South Carolina for a quick bite to eat. When they arrived, they saw that there was an employee standing outside the restaurant holding a tray of food. She was about to serve them their food when she dropped the tray, and it fell onto one of the customers. The food tray hit the customer on the head and killed him instantly. The woman was charged with involuntary manslaughter, and the Burger King was shut down for health code violations. Number 18. Poisoned chicken. In July 2017, a woman named Mary Kay Gilbert ate some chicken strips that she bought from KFC. She became violently ill after eating the strips, and she started vomiting and having seizures. She was rushed to the hospital where she died a few hours later. An investigation showed that the chicken strips contained high levels of a cleaning chemical which is used to clean the KFC restaurant's kitchen. It was believed that the chemical was accidentally put into the fryer instead of salt. 3 employees were fired over the incident, and KFC had to pay Mary Kay's family $3.8 million in a settlement. Number 17. Choking hazard. A man named Joseph Lucas went through the drive-thru at a Popeyes in Louisiana. He ordered some chicken and then drove off. While he was driving, he started to choke on a piece of chicken. He tried to pull over to the side of the road, but he ended up crashing into a ditch. When officers arrived at the scene, they found that Joseph had died from choking. Number 16. Spicy death. In 2016, a man named Ben Rich was eating a burger that he bought from Wendy's. He took a big bite of the burger and suddenly his mouth started burning and his throat began closing up. He had a really bad allergic reaction to one of the ingredients in the burger. He started to panic and he tried to pour milk over himself to try to stop the burning sensation. But tragically, the 19-year-old passed away in front of his friends. Number 15. Fatal fall. A man was eating some French fries that he got from McDonald's when he slipped and fell. He was trying to walk up a flight of stairs while eating the fries, but he lost his balance and tumbled down the stairs. He sustained serious injuries and he passed away soon after. His family accepted a $150,000 settlement from McDonald's. Number 14. Taco Tuesday tussle. On Taco Tuesday in 2014, 2 men got into a huge fight over some free tacos at Del Taco. One of the men was getting free tacos with his military ID, but the other guy said he would pay for the man's tacos so that he could also get the discount. Things quickly escalated and the man punched the other guy in the face. This caused the victim to fall backwards and hit his head on the concrete. He suffered a brain hemorrhage and died a few days later. The man who threw the punch only served 90 days in jail. Number 13. Drive-through disaster. In 2016, a man in Arizona crashed into a wall while he was ordering food at the drive-through window of McDonald's she was going around 50 miles per hour when he crashed into the wall. The impact of the crash caused the man to become trapped in his vehicle. When firefighters arrived at the scene, they had to use the jaws of life to extract the man from his car. Sadly, he had passed away by the time he was taken to the hospital. Number 12. Hot coffee death. A 78-year-old woman ordered some coffee at McDonald's, but the coffee was way too hot. She felt that the coffee was scalding hot, and she even blew on the coffee to cool it down before drinking it. But it was still too hot, and she ended up burning her mouth and her throat. The woman had to be rushed to the hospital, and she died a few days later from her injuries. Number 11. Drive-through robbery. A man named Adrian Washington went to Burger King to get some food. He ordered his food and went to the drive-through window to pick it up. But when he got to the window, 2 armed robbers approached him and demanded his stuff. Adrian complied with the men and gave them his wallet and his car keys. But one of the robbers shot him in the back, and both of the men ran off. Adrian was rushed to the hospital where he died a few hours later. No arrests have ever been made in connection to the robbery or the murder. Number 10. The Great Molasses Flood. In 1919, a huge tank filled with molasses exploded in Boston. The explosion happened at the North End section of Boston, which is known for its Italian cuisine and restaurants. The molasses flooded the streets and it killed 21 people. At the time, this was the largest man-made disaster in U.S. history. Number 9. Stabbed at Wendy's. In 2012, a man was eating lunch at Wendy's when he started arguing with the man sitting next to him. The two men were strangers and they were arguing over nothing in particular. Then one of the guys pulled out a knife and stabbed the other guy in the chest. The victim was rushed to the hospital where he died a few hours later. The killer claimed that he acted in self-defense, but he was convicted of murder and sentenced to 15 years in prison. Number 8. KFC fiasco. A man was getting some chicken from KFC when he accidentally knocked over a display of buckets. The buckets hit him in the head and he suffered a fatal head wound. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Number 7. Drive-through drowning. In 2009, a pregnant woman drove through the Chick-fil-A drive-through. After she placed her order, she rolled down her window to go and get her food. But before she knew what happened, the food was dropped into her open sunroof. She tried to reach up to grab the food, but instead she lost control of her vehicle. Her car crashed into a ditch and she drowned in the creek. The woman's baby also died in the accident. Number 6. Poisoned pot pie. A Domino's delivery driver was bringing food to a customer when he stopped at a traffic light. That S when someone from a nearby car walked up to the driver and asked him if he could take a bite of the pizza that he was delivering. The delivery driver let the man take a bite of the pizza, and that S when the man broke off a piece of glass that was in the pizza. The glass cut the man's throat and he started bleeding profusely. He was taken to the hospital where he died a few hours later. The man who cut the glass was identified as a serial killer. He poisoned multiple pizzas with glass shards and he killed 7 people. Number 5. Drive-through deception. A teenager was waiting in line at the drive-through window at McDonald's. He was impatient, so he decided to skip the line and park his car in another lane. But just as he pulled into the parking spot, a second lane of traffic slammed into his vehicle. The impact of the collision killed the teen. Number 4. Hot dog homicide. A 78-year-old woman brought a hot dog that she bought from 7-Eleven back to the store because it was too hot. The woman asked for a refund, but the clerk refused to give her one. So the woman took matters into her own hands. She pulled out a pocket knife and stabbed the clerk several times. She seriously injured the clerk and she was able to flee the store. She made it all the way home before collapsing from her injuries. When police arrived at her house, they found her covered in blood and surrounded by hot dogs. Number 3. Taco Bell terror. A former Taco Bell employee infected customers with salmonella. He did this by contaminating the food with the bacteria. Over 70 people got sick from eating the contaminated food. And the man was eventually charged with possession of a prohibited weapon. This was considered a prohibited weapon because it can cause serious bodily harm. Number 2. Big Mac murder. A man in China was given a Big Mac that had a bullet in it. He took a big bite of the burger, and the bullet cracked his tooth. The bullet also damaged his jawbone and his neck. He was taken to the hospital where he died a few hours later. The manager of the restaurant claimed that they had no idea how the bullet got into the burger. Number 1. Deadly donut. In New York City, a man bit into a donut that he bought from Dunkin' Donuts. The donut had a metal shard in it, and the shard cracked the man's tooth. The shard also caused serious damage to his gums and his tongue. The man was taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries. Click here to watch one of these next videos and let us know in the comments section which fast food place is the most dangerous.